good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. What's good, folkers? Wow. Welcome to the definition of anarchy, man. This is my second attempt to create a video about the subject of Ahmaud Arbery. Now, y'all got the first part of what I said, I think. You know what's funny? Not only did the sound get muted, right? The sound got muted from the first video I attempted this morning. But not only that, when I try, so when you take a video on your phone, the video is saved automatically to your phone, right? Well, when I go to my video archive, or the gallery, the photo gallery or whatever, and go to the video that I did earlier today, it won't load past a certain point. After I say Ahmaud Arbery, the video will not load, even on my phone. So I have no idea what that's about. I'm not a techie. But if somebody who's a techie can help me understand what the heck is going on, I cannot load the video. The video is saved on my phone. It's already downloaded on my phone. But it won't load when I try to play it past a certain point. Anyway, I'm going to try this again. So, what I was talking about was how certain individuals, right, red pill black people, like Brandon Tatum and the Officer Tatum and the Hodge twins, they have some very interesting takes on this whole situation with the Ahmaud Arbery case. But first I'm going to talk about what I understand of the situation. And I didn't want to do a video right away when everybody else was doing it. I wanted to wait until more information came out. So apparently, excuse me, the incident at hand, according to the two guys, right, the cop, the former cop and his son, they saw someone allegedly hanging around in on a property where there's a house that is under construction, according to them. So they called the police, okay, and they're talking about how this guy, a black guy in a white t-shirt, is on somebody's property, but it's a house under construction, so no one's home, no one is there. Okay, so then they say, oh, the guy's running. The guy's running. Oh, he's on the move. Then they decide to grab some guns, a shotgun and a revolver, and hop in their truck and go after this guy. This is what they're saying. They wanted to make a citizen's arrest. They wanted to confront him and see what the heck he was doing in that house, because he fit the description of a burglar that burglarized people previously in that neighborhood, or robbed, or whatever the case may be. So they decided to go on a mission. Batman and Robin over here decided to go, that's what I'm gonna call them, Batman and Robin decided to go after the guy to confront him. So what they end up, the guy is jogging, right? If you see the video, the guy is jogging. He's not running, he's not sprinting, he's jogging. So what they do is they go around the guy, they go in front of him, they park their truck, and the kid with the shotgun hops out, all right? And apparently they were saying, oh, we want to talk to you, while talking to Marbury. And he probably just ignored them, right? Probably just ignored them and said, you know what, I'm gonna do my run. I don't know what the heck y'all on. So they pull in front of him because they wouldn't comply. He wouldn't comply with Batman and Robin, okay? So then what happens is, this is when the video comes up. They're in front of the guy, he's jogging, they pull in front of him, cut him off. You don't see the guy with the shotgun in the video. You don't see him because he's on the other side of the truck. He got out and he got on the other side of the truck. So if you in the video don't see the guy out of the vehicle with a shotgun, then chances are Arbery, who's on our side of the truck, don't see the guy with the shotgun until he gets to the other side of the truck. And guess what happens? The confrontation. At that point in time, the altercation happens. You hear one shot, boom, they come into the frame from behind the truck. Arbery is struggling with the barrel of the shotgun, trying to snatch it away from Robin. Okay. Unfortunately, he had the business end of the barrel pointed directly, and boom, there's 2 more shots. Okay. So that's the whole setup. That's the whole business. Okay. Now, let's get into what the Officer Tatum asserts. The Officer Tatum asserts that we don't know what happened. Or we don't know what happened. We can't go by video. But then he proceeds to talk about how they can make citizens arrest in the state of Georgia. It's by law, they're allowed to make citizens arrests. So that's what he just said, oh, it's a citizen's arrest. Ahmaud Arbery, went after somebody with a shotgun and died. That's his whole mentality, right? But what I want to talk about is what you're allowed to do in terms of a citizen's arrest in the state of Georgia. In order to make a citizen's arrest, you have to have been witnessing the crime as it's happening. That means that you're right in the vicinity. You're within a sphere of influence of the crime that's happening at that moment, and you take it upon yourself to stop the crime in progress, right? Or let's say you see a lady get her purse snatched, and the robber's running away towards you. You give them a clothesline like they do in the movies, right? Give them a clothesline, stick your arm out there, give them a clothesline, boom, you stop the guy, and you restrain him and detain him until the police show up. That is an instance in which you can use a citizen's arrest. All right? Now, that's not what happened in this case. A guy was on a property, so they say, looking at a house. Was he in the house? Was he in the property lines? What, we don't know. They say he was trespassing. Okay, so they're in their house. They're not within the sphere of influence. They're not in the vicinity. The guy leaves. Crime no longer being committed, right? And I don't, you know how I feel about crime. In order for there to be a crime, there has to be a victim. There's no victim when you step into a property with a house that's just under construction. No one's there. There's no person there, right? You didn't take anything. You didn't touch nothing. You just stepped onto the grass. Or perhaps you went into the house to check it out. Boom. That's not a crime. Come on now. Anyway, even if it was, the guy's gone. There's no longer a crime being committed. Nothing's going on. They decide to hop in the car and go after him. At that point, what you have to do, right, according to Georgia law, is call the police. You can follow the guy and update the police on the guy's location. Let's say he went to a Walmart. Oh, the guy went to a Walmart. All right, we'll send a unit over. It's not on you. You're not supposed to pull up in front of a guy who you thought fit a description and hop out with a shotgun in a threatening manner. It is a threatening manner. If you hop out with a shotgun talking about I want to talk to you, it doesn't matter if the gun's being pointed at you or not. It's a threatening manner, Officer Tatum. So, that's where you're wrong, pimpin'. Anyway, this is the problem with Officer Tatum, man. This is the problem with Officer Tatum. This is my problem with him. And others like him. And like the Hodge twins. So the Hodge twins had a different take. They didn't feel like it was okay for those guys to chase him down with their shotgun and confront him. But they were like, oh, why are you running toward the guy with the shotgun? You should be running the other direction. Well, to me, I don't know. But perhaps he didn't know he had a shotgun until he got to the other side of the truck. And by then, he was right up on him. You confront me with a shotgun, and I'm within 2 feet of you, I'm going to not run because I don't know what your intentions are with that shotgun. I'm going to try to disarm you, which is what Ahmaud Arbery did. He didn't succeed, unfortunately. But, and I'm gonna tell you what else would have happened if I were in Georgia, and this was going on. Anyway, so this is my problem with Officer Tatum and people like him. You see, you go on YouTube and you go on Instagram and Twitter and all this shit, and you start to build up an audience. Okay. Now, the Officer Tatum had an interesting story where he was an Obama supporter, then became a Trump supporter, and he's a cop, and his whole situation went viral, okay? And he started getting white followers, okay? Now, if you were someone who had a following and you were a personality, you know, and you wanted to make it big in that area, if that's a career, if that's something of a career you wanted, to give your commentary and give your points of view on things, and you have a bubbly personality, you got a great personality, people like you, you have charisma and all this other stuff, it would help for you to attain not just one type of audience, right? It wouldn't be just, you can get away with a black audience. Okay, you can get so far with that, but you want to diversify. You want to have a wide audience. You want to have a black audience. You want to have a good mixture, right? And when people see that, oh, you're different than most black people, you know, that have a certain perception, like the Black Power type black people, you'll attract more of a certain type of white person to your audience. This is what I've seen. This is based on what I witnessed. This is all my opinion. So you want to make sure you retain your white audience. So then you make certain statements, and the white man can never do no wrong. There's no such thing as racism. Cops don't brutalize people. There's no such thing as corruption in the police department. Trump can do no wrong. This, that, and the third. And then you're on the fence when it comes to, all of a sudden you're on the fence when it comes to a white cop harassing a white woman with her child at the park who are violating social distancing orders. And now you're on the fence. So you're going to do whatever you can to retain that white audience, because the white audience you feel might be a lot more supportive of your channel than the black audience. If you took the side of the black person, you might lose quite a bit of the white audience. So that's what I think is going on. That's why the white man can never do no wrong, the police can never do no wrong, and facts don't matter. And obviously, in this case, facts don't matter, because it was 2 white men who chased down and killed a black man. So you have to make every excuse in the book, like some people are. Oh, he had boots on. He was running with boots on. So I run with boots on. I go rucking with boots on. I was in the army. We ran with boots on. 15 miles. A 15-mile stretch with boots on. The point is this. I feel, right? And just let me remind you, facts are greater than feelings. I'm going to remind you that. But I feel, based on certain facts, that the Officer Tatum just wants to retain his white audience. Me, on the other hand, I'm gonna say how I feel. I'm gonna speak the facts. I'm gonna speak the truth as I know it. I don't give a hot damn who I keep as an audience member. You feel me, Billsby? So if I see a racial motivation, I'm gonna speak on it, even if we don't know that for a fact. So let me tell you how I feel about this, and if there's a racial motivation. Well, I had to ask myself a couple questions when I saw this situation going on, when I heard the story from these white men. Okay, how convenient is it that the black man in question was trespassing on a property that no one was occupying? How convenient was that for them if they had some malicious intent? Because that's how we have to start looking at it, right? I'm not saying that this is what it is. I'm not saying I can't prove their intent, right, without evidence. I'm saying, and I don't care what y'all think, I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to tell you what I think. They saw a man conveniently trespassing on property that was unoccupied at the time, so that therefore there's no one to say no, there was no one trespassing on my. So let's say they said, oh, this guy's breaking into my neighbor's house, and the neighbor says, no one is trespassing on my property. What are you talking about? Well, if you say it's an abandoned house or a house under construction that no one's inside of at the point in time, then you don't have to worry about conflicting testimony. And why would that be? Why would that be the case if it's a black man that's doing it? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on from that. I'm not going to go too far down that road. But what I'm trying to tell you is certain individuals work so hard to disprove racism, that it exists at all, that they'll completely cut their minds off to the facts. They'll shut down. They don't care about facts. Like the Officer Tatum said they had the right to perform a citizen's arrest. No, they didn't. No, not in that instance. And I'm pretty sure he knows better than that. But he'll lie to y'all to make it seem like Arbery caused his own death. And then people want to bring up, oh, Arbery had a criminal history. Okay, he did something when he was 19 years old. He's 25 at the time of death. That's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. They did the same thing with Trayvon Martin. They did the same thing with all these other people. And I want to remind y'all that the Officer Tatum felt like the death of Philando Castile was justified. I watched the video last night, and I was like, this clown. Listen, man. That's clown shit. All right? You can call me out for my ad hominem attack. That's clown shit. It's not even an ad hominem attack. I'm name calling. Which you could say is an ad hominem, but I'm not doing it to distract from the argument. Okay? He said that the Philando Castile shooting was justified, even though we know it wasn't. Philando Castile was complying with the officer. He let the officer know I have a concealed carry license and I have a pistol. And the officer wanted the freaking the license. And then he tells him, don't reach, don't do that, and he shoots him 7 times. That's justified to you? That should tell you all you need to know about this Officer Tatum cat. He's a piece of shit, in my mind. I'm just saying it straight up and down. Piece of shit. Because the police will never do wrong in his mind. And when he talks about the infringement on our rights that are being administered by the mayor and the governors during this COVID-19 crisis, he doesn't speak on the fact that the police are the ones that are enforcing these laws, these arbitrary edicts. He's not talking about that. He won't talk about it because he wants to keep his cop audience and his white audience. He feels like he's going to offend the white folks and offend the cop folks and steer them away. Who's enforcing these laws? Who enforces any law? Law enforcement officers, federal and state and city and county. Now, are there sheriffs that are deciding not to follow these, to enforce these laws? Yes. Yes, they are. But we have to remember, sheriffs are elected. Sheriffs are elected. They don't want to piss off this constituency. I'm not saying that's the only reason to not follow those laws, but it's very interesting that it's mostly sheriffs that that do that are not enforcing these laws, and that speaks to competition. Because guess what? Every election year, he has to compete with someone else for that sheriff's position. And when there's healthy and hefty competition, you get better service, point blank and period. Moving along from that. I'm off Officer Tatum right now. Clown shit. He's a clown. Hodge twins. You want to play devil's advocate. You want to talk about how he has a criminal past. You want to talk about, oh, how many black folks you see running through the neighborhood? Oh, how many black folks in your neighborhood you see jogging? Plenty. Black folks jog in my neighborhood. I've seen them jog in white neighborhoods, as you would call it. Affluent black neighborhoods. Ghetto black neighborhoods. Ghetto white neighborhoods. I've seen black folks jogging just to jog. Not running from something. All right? I know they were being, they were joking and all this. They're comedians. I just thought I'd point that out. But sometimes people cover how they feel with comedy. Oh, it's a joke. So they can say some offensive shit. It's fine. I'm just pointing out there are black people that jog in neighborhoods. It happens. And I'm going to point one more thing out, y'all. Arbery is known in that neighborhood for jogging through that neighborhood by members of that neighborhood. And also, that former cop who's, Batman of the Batman and Robin duo that killed Arbery. Batman is a former officer who was buddies with two separate prosecutors, both of whom had to recuse themselves. And then you get the third prosecutor, and then you get the leaked video, and now they're arresting and grand jurying people. Good old boy network. You best believe it, shouty. So, with that in mind, one thing that the first prosecutor said, right? Oh, I'm gonna recuse myself, but that's my boy. Batman's my boy, but I'm gonna recuse myself. All right, new prosecutor, you got it, buddy. Second prosecutor had to recuse himself. So, if everything was on the up and legit, why would this need to be? Why would this happen? If everything was on the up and legit, why would you have to convince the new prosecutor not to do anything about this situation? Let everything go out and come out in the open, right? Sunlight is the best sanitizer, right? Bring it out in the sun. Let it be known. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I think. Because they knew that it wasn't cold-blooded murder. Okay, they were struggling over the shotgun. I can't prove intent. I can't say whether or not they intended to kill him. But the fact of the matter is they were struggling over the firearm, and it discharged at the wrong time. Now, did he pull the trigger deliberately while he knew that the barrel was pointing at the guy? Looked like that to me. But it's a struggle, so you can't really say cold blood, premeditated. Manslaughter, at least. At least. Anyway. There's a lot going on with this situation, man. And it's very important. People always talk about context, especially, oh, you ain't got no context. Well, obviously you dropped the ball in the context in the situation. Because there's a lot of information out there about this that points to them manslaughtering Arbery. But they've been charged with murder. So, I don't know. What does the new prosecutor know that we don't know? We'll find out. This is going to be a huge case. And one more thing, y'all. Black folks, y'all need to start carrying. Okay? If you're in a state where everybody needs to carry. Everybody needs to carry. But black folks, y'all need to start carrying more. I don't know if he was unable to carry because of his criminal history or whatever. But if you live in a state where open carry is legal, concealed carry is legal, and you can do it, I say go ahead and get at it, man. Because you have to be ready to defend yourself at any moment in time, and you have to be able to meet force with equal force. Okay? it's better to look at it than look for it. So it's better to look at your pistol, right, as you're running on your hip. Figure it out. Find a way. We'll get a sling bag and have it right here. Boom. That way you can bring it on out. You run, you have the sling bag, kind of like this one, right? That sits on your chest. Boom. That way you can get it cracking. So that's what it needs to have. That's what I feel like everybody should do. Have a personal protective tool with which to defend yourself in the event that you're under attack. Instead of saying, "Oh, running from people," but no, because they can shoot you in the back. You don't know what they're going to do. So you have your shit ready, and that way it's a level playing field. Arbery did nothing wrong in this case, in my mind. Even if he stepped onto that property, to look at that house, you don't know why he did it. Maybe he didn't, maybe he didn't think about the whole trespassing situation. Maybe he just wanted to check it out. Maybe he wanted to maybe see about, oh, is this somewhere I'd live? Never know, man, because he's dead. Thanks to Batman and Robin. And I thought Batman didn't kill people. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all for now. Much love to you, and hopefully we get some sound in this sucker. All right, and hopefully it loads on my phone where it's already downloaded. I don't understand that situation. Like, I can't even look at the video on my phone storage. So anyway, much love to y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and holla at y'all later. Peace.